This is a quick, skinny, and simple. Sorry if you hear the washer and dryer washing clothes. Hopefully I just fixed my washer because it was acting up. Sounds like I did. Thank goodness. Because it was a tube not put away properly. But anywho. I saw an article that Marvel said that they don't hire fans for the MCU because they don't want people in the culture. They consider a fan a red flag. Now, here's something funny. A lot of people are going off about this. How the MCU, and then people are like, you just don't like women being leads. It's not that. If you have to put someone in a position to be awesome by downplaying the character that they're either based off of or have a connection to, then you've failed. You're not good at writing. You should be able to have a character stand on their own. An example of this is Miles Morales. Was he everyone's favorite in the beginning? No. But Miles Morales stands on his own. He doesn't sit there and go, well, I'm better than Peter Parker ever was. I'm the bestest of the bestest. He doesn't do that. That's why people didn't like Riri. Because Riri kind of came off like, why aren't you persecuting me? And I'm the best of the best. I'm better than Tony. And that's how it was kind of pushed. They may not have intentionally did that, but that's how it was pushed. Now, here's the problem. Marvel also does that with their comic books. They don't want the person who's a fan of the character to write the comics either. It is a very stupid, dumb, idiotic, moronical way to hire anyone. Because in their minds, they think if you're a fan, you're going to write the character to be awesome and over the top, and you're going to do the most. When in actuality, that's who should be writing the characters, because they're going to give you the best stories, because they're going to want their character to be the most awesome thing possible. No, what they do is they hire writers like Ta-Nehisi Coates and wonder why his comics don't sell. They have stupid mandates like Captain America shouldn't be happy that he's an American and representing America, even though he's supposed to be the best and he should always be depressed. The bad part is that no matter how bad these Marvel movies do or these comics do, as long as they get a hit every now and again, they're going to think they're doing the right stuff. And speaking of this, don't think this Bob Iger taking over for Bob Chapek is the best ever, because it's not. It really, really isn't. All the stuff you're seeing now is because of what Bob Iger put into motion. And it's bad. Now, my parents like She-Hulk. They thought it was funny, but they said it was kind of weird and silly. So when they asked me and I told them how much I hated it, my dad was like, well, admittedly, I don't know that much about She-Hulk. So I said, all right, here's how I can prove to you that it's actually a very bad show. He goes, okay. I said, will you watch it again? He's like, no. He's like, one and done. And I said, and that's the problem. See, Marvel makes a lot of their success off of repeatability. People consistently rewatching, redoing, reselling. And by them letting it out that it's a red flag, that a fan of a series wants to work on the project. Now, I get why, because they're hoping to get a different perspective. Somebody will add something outside the box that isn't so comic accurate. The problem is, when you're doing this kind of thing, it's better to get the comic book fans. It's better to get the people who actually want to give these characters the best chance. And I feel as though Marvel and DC are so busy, especially Marvel, trying to tell you a message or try to get you to accept something that you shouldn't have to accept. And the reason why you shouldn't have to accept it is because their stuff is fake. Like, this is the bad portion. So they do this gay couple, and excuse me, this is about to be spoiler if you haven't seen it by now. And just, put your ears. In Wakanda Forever, they do this gay couple, and it's like a quick 3-second scene. And it was like, why did you even put that in there? And then it's like, oh, see, we have gay representation. Only to then turn around and cut it out in the Kuwait one. They did that quick scene so they could cut it out so they could sell it in other markets. So to me, that tells me that you're not really, as you should already know, they're not really allies. And admittedly, they will go what the dollar is. So when these people sit there and they jump on other people saying, oh, you don't like it because you don't like women leads and you're incels. Why don't you go look back at Marvel and how quickly they have cut out black people when it comes to China releases, and they out of the posters and the promotions and stuff, and how as soon as a place doesn't like a gay character, they cut it out immediately. Not just Marvel, Disney as a whole. I need people to start waking up. Stop giving in to the Marvel machine. It's not good. You can sit here and try to tell me it's good. You're lying to yourself. It's not. It's flashes of good things over a lot of bad things. Like, for example, something that doesn't make sense. Why was the Dora Milaje fighting the Atlanteans when their military is actually the rest of the tribes? And you're probably wondering, what am I talking about? The Dora Milaje are more like Secret Service. They're the protectors of the king. That's why when the king would go around, you would see that. But in the main fights, you barely saw anybody except for the Dora Milaje fighting. That doesn't make sense. They did it because they wanted to do the women empowerment thing. I like the Dora Milaje. I think they're awesome. They should be with the rest of the soldiers if they're going to defend the kingdom. I shouldn't see M'Baku and then wonder where the rest of the tribe's at, where the rest of the guys at. Where's the rest of this? Now, did you see some guys sprinkled in there? Sure. But really think about what you saw. And that's the problem with Marvel. They're uplifting, but by downplaying the others. When it really should be, you want true diversity? True diversity is to have everybody go to the table. Anybody can. Not randomly switching a character's race unnecessarily and trying to be some weird thing and then turn around and realize that you didn't even do all the colors of the people in that particular culture. Because that was something I noticed when I was talking to my boy. I was like, yo, they're supposed to be like Central American and stuff. I'm like, where were the dark skinned people at? And it was one of those things I didn't really think deep about. And then it hit me. And I'm like, yeah. And I started seeing other people question it too. That's because they went woke instead of going the right way, which they should have just did Namor, did Atlantis, did it properly, and then got Robbie Reyes. Or, you know, Sunspot. Or the tons and tons of other characters that are actually Latino representation characters. So, I don't know. But it doesn't surprise me that Marvel decides that they're not going to pick a fan to actually do their material properly because they don't know the difference. They don't understand how much better the product would be if they actually would get a fan. And that goes for comics and that goes for the MCU. So this is just a quick response and rant. And for people that are wondering, why did they say that? That's actually why they said that. All right. So Geek Protagonist, you stay safe, you stay healthy, stay real, and I'll see you.